Hi there, and welcome to Jay's Toy Collection UK for another episode of This Week in Toys. And my goodness, there has been a lot of toy news this week in the build up to, of course, San Diego Comic Con that is literally just over a week or so away. So it's always a big time of year here in the toy community. It's usually a very expensive one. And I've decided to backtrack a collection as well. So we will start with pickups, then I will go through the toy news, and then we will go into the toy room for a very special unboxing. So, figures first. What have I got? Let's find out. Not too much this week for me, not too much, but we'll see. So, Snake Armor Skeletor has arrived here from the Masters of the Universe collection. This is the Origins. They've gone into sort of the Snake Men side of things now. So, there is Skeletor, which I think completes me on the sort of Snake Men that have been released so far from Origins. Seems like Thunder Punch He-Man is completely missing. Anybody knows where that is in the UK? Please hit me up because I have no clue. Doesn't seem like Thunder Punch He-Man's going to make it to this end. So there is Skeletor. This one has come in from NECA. Of course, it's Donatello's portable portal generator. I think I've said that right. It's quite a bit of a tongue twister of a name. So direct from NECA. It's probably a little overpriced, this one. I can't actually remember what it was, but it's about £50, I think, for a glorified accessory. But it will fit in the diorama sort of sewer playsets that NECA still haven't solicited. Nearly a year. I think it was Comic Con last year, was it? They first mentioned the sewers. I think it was. And we are still waiting, so hopefully soon they will go up for pre-order. Now here is the exciting one then. This has been one of the best figures of the year so far, I'd say, from all the reviews I've seen, and it's finally made it here to the UK. It is Jada Toys' first attempt at Street Fighter. So it's Ryu from Street Fighter 2, the final challenges, in 6-inch scale, in really cool sort of arcade style packaging. So this is the figure we will get unboxed at the end of the video up in the toy room. I've already cleared a whole display shelf for him. I've made a background out of some of the Storm Collectibles Street Fighter bases. So we take a closer look there. It's looking really good. First thing I thought, it looked a bit small to me, but that's because I'm used to collecting the Storm Collectibles versions of Street Fighter, and they claim to be Storm 112, but they're certainly not. They are massive. So it was a bit of a shock to see him in this sort of Marvel Legends sort of scale. But Ryu is looking good. Fei Long hasn't quite made it to the UK yet, but I'm sure he won't be too far behind. So there is Ryu. And what do I say about this next pile? So this next pile is just it's all from the same company, and it's something I've started to backtrack. So later on in the video, when we get to the toy news, you will see what has triggered this backtrack. But it's safe to say I'm kind of back with my ex almost. This is Todd McFarlane. He's back in my life for the fourth time. Yes, for the fourth time, ladies and gentlemen, I am back into blooming DC Multiverse. It's happened again. I've sold the collection 3 times. I've sold the very figures that are in my hand. Luckily, these two are in the sale, so I managed to pick them up for a lot less than I originally paid, just over £10. These were, there was Lex Luthor and Joker. But I'm back on DC Multiverse. I've already started 2 or 3 shelves of DC Multiverse. All sorts. I've got a Talon there as well. He's been backtracked. Got myself a bargain on the Drifter Batman, so I'm also going into the movie stuff. So £15 for the bike, £10 for the Batman to ride the bike. I've got something new that I've never seen before. Here's Calabac. Look at the size of this fella. Calabac is absolutely massive. That's one thing McFarlane have always done well, is the mega figs, and this does look absolutely amazing. So very happy to have Calabac. Then we've got Hal Jordan in his 1990s sort of evil Hal Jordan parallax look there. So I'll backtrack that one. And again, final one here, something new to me, which is Dead Man. I just stopped collecting McFarlane by the time this gold label Dead Man came out. So I've managed to pick him up now. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. What lines have you sold that you've ended up buying again? And you've done it again and again. 4 bloody times back with DC Multiverse. I just can't get away from Todd. I've got a signed Todd McFarlane Lizarder. issue of Spider-Man over there. It just stares at me like, buy more Todd. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. That is a lie. You will see, as I say later in the video, what has triggered this DC Multiverse backtrack. But I'm trying to be more focused this time. I'm only going to collect sort of, I was going to say classic looks, but they're not all classic looks. I was trying to get maybe one of every characters that I know, characters I'm interested in. Before I started off with all the Dark Knight's Metal, I bought all the comics to read, and then I sold that. Then I went in for absolutely everything and had like 5 shelves. McFarlane, sold all that, thought it was too much, and then something has triggered this, and I say we will get to that later in the video. But me and Todd McFarlane, we're besties, we're back together. So that was the pickup section of this week in toys. And when you see me again, we'll be sharing the screen, and we'll be deep in toy news. Right then, it's toy news time, so let's clear all these adverts over here if we can. So we're borrowing Toy News International at the moment. Got my Spider-Man mug, got the water ready, and let's go through this. So Hasbro Pulse EU, there's been an expansion. Literally, this broke about 2 hours ago. That Hasbro Pulse is expanding its global empire. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Across the rest of Europe. So I believe at the moment it was only Germany, Italy, Spain, and France, I think. The EU countries you could actually order from Post, but now they're expanding to a whole wave of different countries, including Denmark, Estonia, Sweden, Romania, Portugal. I won't read them all. Ireland's on there though, so I know some of our friends over in Ireland will probably be happy they can actually start using Hasbro Pulse. They haven't mentioned anything about free delivery though for premium members, so I'm assuming that's not a benefit of the EU version of Hasbro Pulse, but I'm not sure. So let me know in the comments what you think of this. Is it good they're expanding? I suppose it gives you an opportunity to buy more of the Hasbro products, but I say we prefer to support the local toy stores. So again, this could hurt their business, but I suppose in some of these countries there may not be a lot of local toy stores, so at least they'll have a chance to get some product easier than trying to get it over here in the UK and importing it. So Hasbro Pulse in the EU. Here we go then. Here we go. This is what I wanted to talk about. This is what the mug is all about. Literally 45 minutes ago, it broke that we have a brand new, I say that term very loosely, 2-pack from Spider-Man coming. So this is part of Walmart Collecticon, and this is the 6-arm Spider-Man and Morbius. And I believe it'll go up for pre-order, it says here, on the 18th of July, and it will be $50. So, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What are we doing, Hasbro? What is this about? So, once again, we're getting a re-released figure, and kind of a re-released figure, an upgrade, you could say. Is this really an upgrade? First thing I saw, well, first thing I said I should say when I saw this was like, where is my bloody web lines? How can we do this 6-arm Spider-Man again? That they pretty much acknowledged the first release is utter crap of this figure. I've even painted it myself, and I don't do a lot of customizing, so they've re-released it, and they still haven't painted the web lines. I'm like, really? Could we not have just painted the web lines? I'd rather have painted web lines on a flat torso than the sculpted versions where you've got to paint it yourself. It's like, to me, it's like the most important thing of Spider-Man's outfit is his bloody web lines. Can you tell me you've ever read a comic or watched an animated show or even a movie where his web lines aren't actually drawn on? No, because you probably haven't. Look, even my bloody mug, my mug here can, or glass I should say, can paint the web lines, but apparently Hasbro can't. First bit of the rant over. Positive, it's got a new torso. So they have at least improved that, so you can actually articulate his torso here. So we can get some pictures of the articulation. We'll scroll back through. So there we go. That's a better look, I think. That's Spider-Man. So previously he was on the, I think it was the Amazing Spider-Man movie, Andrew Garfield original body, and that thing was short. It was far too short. No web lines and no torso movement. So they've improved the torso movement. You've got a new torso. It does look longer. But again, if I move on from my rant about the web lines, my next rant is the bloody pins. Now, pins don't usually bother me, but in this case, they really do. Because on the inside of his arm, you're going to see some big red pins in the middle of the blue Spider-Man arms, and it does just look ridiculous. So if we were going to sculpt a new torso, could we have not just put some different arms on there? Or, I don't know. this isn't really doing it for me. You've got no interchangeable hands, I don't think, for the flesh coloured arm. So again, that's going to restrict your poses and things because you can't move his other arms because you just punch basically. Yeah, I'm not really impressed by this one, as you can probably tell. But look at that. There we go. Oh God, look at that. That pin just looks stupid. I don't know what we're doing here. I suppose I can easily pass, but I really would have liked an updated version of the six-arm Spider-Man. So I have been looking forward to this, and you can probably tell the disappointment in my voice that we've got, to be honest, quite a half-assed attempt at an update here because this isn't cutting it for me. We've literally just added in the torso articulation. To me, the torso articulation wasn't the biggest flaw with the previous figure. It's a lack of web line, the fact the body was too small, and the pins, and those things we haven't dealt with. There's a bit of posing, but I'm just focusing on these bloody pins. It just looks stupid, doesn't it, in this day and age? It really does. But I will try not rant. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comment. Maybe you will like this one, but I could sense a rant coming. And then we've got Morbius. So I'm assuming this figure is probably quite hard to get on the aftermarket because we're talking, probably, I don't know if it's 2016, was it 17? The Absorbing Man wave this is from. I've got the original version, so I don't really need this one, but I think this would be useful for some people because I think he is quite hard to get hold of. But it is, by the looks of it here, straight re-release because he's still on Bucky Cap, isn't he? So no upgrades at all to Morbius here. So an over 10-year-old body. So I'm not much of a ranter about Marvel Legends. I try not to be, but this one's, I've just been triggered by this one. This is, it doesn't even look like a real set. When I first saw the images, I was like, oh, okay, somebody's mocked that up. That's not real, but turns out it is real. So if you want to re-release Morbius and a Spider-Man with a torso rocker, then there you go, $50. So if you want it, available next week. Right, let's try and end the rant. Let's get back on track. I will stick with Marvel Legends because we have some new images here of more stuff, I believe, for Walmart Collecticon, and this is the Joe Fixit version of Hulk. So I actually quite like this. So there we go. That's a positive. So you get his Tommy gun, you got the pinstripe suit and the hat on. So I am looking forward to getting this one. Hopefully, it will get a redo in the white suit with a white Wolverine in the white suit as well, so you can recreate that classic cover. So I'd be happy for a bit of reuse on this one. As I said, they've just reused the body from the Joe Fixit from the Gamerverse wave, but I sold that years ago. It's much better, I think, to have a cool looking comic version. So quite excited by Joe Fixit Hulk. Definitely one I'm after to picking up. But as you've probably seen on the channel this year, my rule with Marvel Legends is not to pre-order. And I managed to pick up 21 figures in the Hasbro Pulse sale for 35% off. So at the moment, I'm kind of justifying the wait for the sale strategy because it is working. So I won't be picking Hulk up straight away. But one I would definitely like to get. So I think we're sticking with Legends, if I can remember the order of my tabs. Yep, and we're sticking with Walmart Collecticon, aren't we? We certainly are. So all of this is going up on the 18th, which from a quick bit of maths, I think is next Tuesday, is it? I think it's next Tuesday. So we got a redo of Bucky Cap. Now this one needed a redo and has an upgrade. So this is one I would like to add because I have the old original Bucky Cap. For those that don't know, of course, when people rant on about the Bucky Cap body, this is what it came from originally. Actual Bucky Cap. So Bucky as Captain America, but this time we do have the new body. Now, I'm not a super expert on the bodies. I'm assuming this is the Vulcan body. I'm sure somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But that's like the new base body for Marvel Legends. So why not put Bucky Cap on him? So you get a full little batch of accessories. So once you get the shield, knife, the gun, and the hands, so you can't complain with this one, I don't think. Very shiny looking paint on him. So that again looks quite nice. So yeah, looking forward to this one. See, I can be positive. It was just that Spider-Man 2-pack. Sent me right in the tears. So that is Bucky Cap. Right then, I think we are moving on to San Diego Comic Con. And we certainly are. Here we are on IGN now. It's Chuckles. Yes, the rumours were true. Cheeky Monkey is now looking at me from off the camera, and she's actually chuckling, which is completely distracting me. The character is called Chuckles, dear. Anything you'd like to add? Chuckle Vision, yes, so that's a UK reference. Anybody in the UK remember the Chuckle Brothers? I don't think that's going to travel well to the American audience, but Here is Chuckles then from G.I. Joe in his Hawaiian shirt and his sort of army pants. What a combination this fella is wearing. When Cheeky Bunky does get to see this figure, I think she's actually going to have a chuckle because he is wearing the strangest outfit you could ever imagine. So he's got his lei on as well. Looks like he's on holiday in Hawaii. He's undercover, isn't he? I think he is undercover. So Chuckles, I believe, comes from the G.I. Joe movie, the cartoon movie from back in the day. The cloth's still here for those that are wondering, but you get a slew of accessories then. So I'm assuming you're looking at about $40, aren't we, probably for this one? Does it say anywhere what the price is? Can I see that information? Yes, okay, $42, which is about what they usually charge for these San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. So you do get a fancy box, and you get the a nicer variety of accessories. You get the battle damage head. Wonder if that's going to... Oh, it's going to take me to a different screen there. Can I zoom in? I think I prefer the previous screen, but we'll flick through the images. So you've got his battle damage head. Someone's given him a black eye. He's got a shiner. He's got his undercover file. He's got his briefcase. His watch on. Almost reminds me of Scarface. I was thinking of for a reason there. I think with the Hawaiian shirts. But there is Chuckles. She's still laughing at me off camera, so it's very distracting here on This Week in Toys. Trying to run a semi-professional show, and she is just having a right little chuckle at me. So looks like I'll have to purchase this one because she's going to love it. So how much does it cost? We've just been over that, dear. You clearly weren't listening. I'm still trying to work, apparently. Yes, $42 this one will be costing. Oh, that'll be up to Hasbro Pulse's conversion, dear. It's about 36. These are usually when they are. I think Mindbender. I'm still waiting for Mindbender, by the way. Talking G.I. Joe, I do have Serpentor. He's finally shipped. So I did sign up to Hasbro Pulse Premium for Serpentor, and it only took them 9 months to ship it to me. So can't get much quicker than that, can you? So good luck, all the EU customers out there. So that is Chuckles. I'm sure he's going to be very popular. And the rumours are running wild, I think, of a Baroness Crimson Twins 3-pack, but whether that will be Pulsecon, I don't know. Right, on to wrestling then, but sticking with San Diego Comic-Con. And the rumours again were true on this one. It's almost like they know what they're talking about in these toy rumours. But Muhammad Ali is coming to the WWE Ultimate Edition line, and I couldn't be more excited. So he's coming as a 2-pack, where you get the boxing version and the referee version from WrestleMania 1. And the reason I've been quite excited on this one is the fact that I have literally just set up in a toy room a WrestleMania 1 display. So I've got the Ultimate Edition Hulk Hogan, Mr. T in one corner. I've got the actual classic Jack's ring from WrestleMania 1 that I'm using there. And I've got Paul Orndorff and Bob Orton in the other corner. They've already announced Roddy Piper is coming in the Ultimate Editions later in the year. So the only thing I was missing was a referee. And here we go. The ringside enforcer was Muhammad Ali, and we are getting him. So Pat Patterson was the actual referee, but we've got a figure of him, so we could switch and pass. But yeah, very excited to get Muhammad Ali in referee form here. Not a figure I thought we'd ever get. So maybe more celebrity involvement. I think Mike Tyson would be a great SDC exclusive in his WrestleMania 14 attire for a future one. Excuse me while I cough again. But, oh dear. I would edit it out, but I probably won't. So then we get the boxing version. So of course, thinking it was about 76, Ali fought Antonio Inoki in a wrestler versus boxer match, which is what they're teasing here with the cardboard cutout of Antonio Inoki. Not a figure I think we'll ever get. So you can get the boxing version as well. So they do pose him with some wrestling figures we actually have in his classics, all the stance there. Roddy Piper from WrestleMania 2 has been grounded. And there he is against that Ultimate Edition Roddy Piper I was talking about that isn't out yet. There's the other two that I already have. And there's Muhammad Ali. Comes with a lot of interchangeable hands for a 1, 2, or 3 count. So that'll be pretty good. And then there he is raising Hulk Hogan's hand, which they recreate on the packaging. But you will need the previous released Ultimate Edition to actually achieve that. They're using the new generation arena and actually some of the cardboard cutouts there. And there he is in his boxing attire. So this is going to be a popular one, I would say. Usually it's a bit of a shit show on Mattel when you're trying to get their exclusives. So next Friday, the 21st, 5 p.m. UK time, this man will be sat at his computer pressing buttons, and hopefully I can get my hands on one of these. So that is Muhammad Ali coming to the WWE Ultimate Edition, and I think it is about £70, probably £10 shipping. You talk about £80 all in, so not too bad for two Ultimates. And sticking with Comic Con again, and we're just absolute Comic Con running wild today. It is Jurassic Park the Hammond collection, and there it is. Steven Spielberg himself is getting a figure. So the director of the 1993 Jurassic Park film is coming to toy form in 3 3/4 inch scale. You're going to get Steven, you're going to get his camera, you're going to get a Dilophosaurus, I think I pronounced that right. Director's chair, yeah, you get the director's chair, and it looks like the dinosaurs even on like an actual stand, recreating like the motion track they would have been on in the film. So I think this is a really, really nice exclusive to get. But of course, it will go with this. The Jurassic Park gates. How are they doing? Oh, they're not doing well, are they? 1,318 backers, 14 days left. What an absolute failure this has turned into. What? Who thought £300 was a decent price for this? Because this is a nice little set. In terms of the gates, I think they would look great. And with Steven Spielberg there, posed behind the gates, you could get some great shots. I think they would go really well together, but it's just that price, isn't it? It's just put everybody off. Dinosaur from a different film. Excuse me. Can't get rid of this chest infection. 3 weeks now it's been going on. But yeah, they would go great together, but it's not happening, is it, people? That gate is just not happening. It's like the WCW ring all over again. And again, they're doing the same thing with the WCW ring, because they're actually bringing out the ring, but you can't get the stage because the stage failed. So you're going to get this really cool set of Spielberg, but no gates to put them in front of. So that'll be going up for pre-order for Mattel as well. So that is the Mattel section over. And right then, now I mentioned earlier, of course, I'm back with my mate Todd with the DC Multiverse. What triggered it? We're about to find out. Here we go. This triggered it. Look at this. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, the Riddler. Classic Riddler. I may not have my full classic dick yet, but I've got a classic Riddler. She's laughing at me again. Would you stop laughing at me and giving me these looks here? It's very distracting when I'm live recording. Shocking behaviour from Cheeky Monkey here. But yes, classic Riddler. I couldn't resist. I was like, that looks amazing, and I want it, but I don't collect DC Multiverse anymore, so what I'm going to do? So, looks like I collect DC Multiverse again. I thought, well, I can't just have him on his own. She was like, well, just get the Riddler and the Batman and just put it on the shelf. And I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. So, yeah, probably should have done. Would have been cheaper. But, yeah, I'm all in on DC Multiverse again. Well, I say all in, but the shell's worth at least. But look at this Riddler. I think it's absolute figure perfection, this thing. Even with Mcfarlane's sort of diaper crotch, I think it still works. I love the hand with the little. Oh, I just think that looks great. So would love this from Mafex. So Mafex, if you're somehow watching this, could we get this as well? But we'll probably get the Hush version. But I love this classic version of the Riddler. So I saw this and there was no way I wasn't buying it. So yeah. Does it even say when it goes up for? Oh, it does say when it goes up for. It's the 18th, next Tuesday. There's a lot of shit going down, isn't there? Next Tuesday. So be prepared. And as I've also been researching Mcfarlane, I found this. This is the Flashpoint Flash figure, which again doesn't seem available in the UK. This Flashpoint Build-A-Figure wave doesn't seem to have come to the UK. So if you know if it is or anywhere that it will be coming to, please let me know. Because this classic Flash, again, looks pretty good. So definitely, since I've been out of Mcfarlane, they've definitely improved their sculpt with this new body buck that I hadn't seen before, which started with Blue Beetle, I think, which, yeah, I bought that. It's already in the room. I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, so some definite improvements from Mcfarlane, which is nice to see because they have just signed another 3-year licensing agreement with DC. So they're going to stick with us for that long. Hopefully, we're going to get some much more classic looking characters. Because, of course, classic Wonder Woman is sorely missing. And another reason I'm collecting Mcfarlane again, it's coming up next as well. Oh, look at this. 89 Batmobile. But this time it's painted properly. because they've done the Flash version. It had gold wheels and a grey canopy. So, yeah, that wasn't happening. But this version, this looks good. They've announced it will have a black canopy. They've definitely said that. But my God, was it a shit show to order. So I was refreshing the page like every hour for like 3 hours when it went up earlier in the week. And yeah, I managed to get one. So that's a bonus. But I know a lot of people didn't because it sold out within like 5 minutes on Amazon. But they have announced that it will be coming back. I haven't quite got the date. I think it might be the 17th. It will be going back up for pre-order again on Amazon US. So it is an Amazon exclusive, and you get the 89 Keaton figure as opposed to the Flash version of Keaton. And for the price point, it's a pretty cool set because this was just $79.99, I think it was, $80. A little more expensive to get it here to UK because you have to pay import fees. But if you are in the UK and do want this, Forbidden Planet have got pre-orders up. They're a bit like Amazon and potentially could cancel on you. So beware of that. So I've got them pre-ordered on Forbidden Planet and Amazon, and we'll just cancel one when I can. But yeah, I don't want to miss out on this. So I've made another shelf in the toy room for a DC movie display. Keaton Batman, classic looking Batmobile. Of course, if you've seen my top 10 of the year so far, spoiler alert for that list, you will see that Jack Nicholson Joker is very, very high on the list. I'll put it that way. So yeah, bit of a childhood favourite was 89 Batman, so very nice to finally see a Batmobile, and such a great price point, $80 with the figure included, so you're talking a $22 figure, so basically less than $60 for a Batmobile. Can't go wrong with that. So 89 Batman and Batmobile. Right, I'm jumping back in again with the magic of editing, because as I was trying to edit the video together, more news has broken. So firstly, shout out to Figures and Vinyl on Instagram, and of course the man himself, it's Dan who both messaged me about Star Action Figures here in the UK are now selling the 89 Batmobile. So in with Star Action Figures, it's one per customer. It's $74.99. So that saved me all that postage from Amazon. So that order's getting cancelled, and I'm going with a UK retailer there. So great toy community, everybody helping each other out. And what I've literally just seen on Instagram here and jumped on JediInsider.com is the Hasbro Pulsecon Star Wars exclusive. People are going to probably love this one because you're finally getting Starkiller from the Force Unleashed game in 6-inch form. So it's a box set. It's a 3-pack. You get 2 stormtroopers and, of course, Starkiller himself. He's got to be one of the most wanted, I would say, figures in the 6-inch line for Star Wars fans. Probably not for me because I try not to collect the gaming greats, and I do own this game. I don't think I've ever actually played it. I've owned it for years. It is open, but I don't recall ever playing it. So I'm not quite sure what the Fuss with Starkiller is about because I've never played the bloody game. But if I had, and from what I hear from people, it's a great game and it's a really cool character. So you get loads of effects as well. Really cool sort of base piece there. Lightning effect hands. You've got the lightsaber, and I say a couple of stormtroopers. So that's the full offering. I think it's going to be $112 and will be going for sale at Pulsecon later this year. So hopefully they'll just do Starkiller in a single release in the Black Series line. But for now, there's an exclusive. So let me try and re-edit this in somewhere. Right, next we're going to a scale I don't usually collect. And I still don't collect because I haven't pulled the trigger on any of these, but this is tempting. So this is Mondo, for those that don't know, and this is 1/6 scale. So you're talking 12-inch Hot Toy scale. And they've announced 4 SDCC exclusive 4. And they're over 200 each. So you're talking in the region of either $1,000 if you want to get all these. So I couldn't pull the trigger, but this Man-Bat looks amazing. So they've said the wingspan on this animated series Man-Bat is 34 inches, so it's bigger than the bloody Dragonfly. So just let that sink in for a second. It's bigger than the Dragonfly when its arms are out. But again, Batman the Animated Series, another absolute love for me. And talking animated series, if you're watching this on the day it is recorded, which is Wednesday, I've had a dispatch notice from Hasbro Pulse UK that the Green Goblin and Mary Jane animated series Marvel Legends 2-pack has been dispatched. So it should be with me tomorrow, Thursday, and I will get a review straight up on the channel because I do love me some Spidey and Batman, the animated series. And also, X-Men animated series. They've done an exclusive version of Magneto. Basically, you're getting a couple of shiny helmets, and yeah, that's it. So for those that missed Magneto, there is that one. So that one isn't quite as exciting, but this Logan is exciting. And if you've seen the leaked photos of Hugh Jackman in the new Deadpool film, pretty exciting. But I won't show those here in case you don't want any spoilers. But oh, look at this. This is great. Come on, Hasbro. We need this in 6-inch scale. I just don't think I can go into the 1/6 to 12-inch scale. It's just too big. I don't really have the room and the funds. I don't think I've really got the funds, to be honest. But this is pretty cool looking Logan figure. So animated, isn't it? Look at the cell shading. That's just proper use of cell shading. It's shit on. And then He-Man, of course, in Prince Adam form. So they do a whole 12-inch He-Man line from Mondo. So Prince Adam will be the Comic-Con exclusive as well. And there is some pictures of Man Bat. Oh, that looks amazing, doesn't it? That really does look amazing. But yeah, I've got to move on because getting too tempted in this section. Right, last couple of things to finish with. There was an announcement from Jazzwares that they have got the Call of Duty line, and we'll be starting off here with a Ghost character for San Diego Comic Con. Now, to be honest with you, never played Call of Duty in my life, so I have not got a Scooby, but I thought I'd put the news out there that there is a line coming from Jazzwares. They say 6.5-inch scale. I think they're probably going to be closer to 7 because this is quite like, to me, this looks like a similar body to the AEW wrestling figures and the similar plastic quality as well. So I don't think this will scale with your Classified or your Valorverse Action Force, but I might be wrong. But there is that one from Call of Duty. And the last bit of toy news before we go to the toy room is these Ultimate Editions, again part of bloody Walmart Collecticon next Tuesday. Rob Van Dam from the night he faced John Cena at One Night Stand to win the WWE Championship there, and he cashed in his Money in the Bank. But you don't get the Money in the Bank briefcase, so I'm hoping we will get a separate release of RVD in the red sort of singlet with the Money in the Bank sprayed briefcase. And then you got a young version of Brock Lesnar from sort of 2003 sort of look for Lesnar. The Lesnar, I think the heads look a bit small to me, so this is probably going to be one of the ultimates that I will pass on because I think it's like a little bit of a pea head. So, and I've got Brock in this outfit anyway because it is quite a plain outfit. But apart from the head, it's a good looking body, nice and buff for Brock. But yeah, that head looks a bit bigger, the screaming one. But not sold on that, but I am sold on the RVD. I think this looks really cool. So looking forward to getting this one. There's a bit of a weird sort of screaming open mouth head sculpt. Yeah, there's the one. Looks a bit weird, but some of the other ones I think look kind of cool. So yeah, you go. Close him up with a championship. So that's it then for this segment of the video. I have no idea how long I've talked for, so I hope you enjoyed the toy news so far. I've kept you up to date with what's going on in the world, but we've got a Jada Toys review to unbox, haven't we? And get them in the toy room. So without further ado, let's get to the toy room. Right then, we've made it up in the toy room, and under the turtles, we've now got 2 shelves of DC Multiverse. So where did that come from? So that's the one thing I never did get rid of, which was the Year 2 Batman with the base, which comes with a big sort of Mcfarlane style plastic cape as well. So I always kept that one and just put them in the box. But there's Hush then, and Hush Batman, who I just found at Smith's recently. And I bought the mega fig of Man Bat. So I've got the Diamond Select base there of the fireplace from Gotham. So this is where the Riddler will go. He will go front and centre with Batman there in the classics. That's going to be all sort of Batman villains and Batman, and everything else will be up on this one. So there is the Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. So that was the new body I was talking about that the Flash is on. So I think it does look really good. So I haven't got them posed in the most dynamic way, as I don't. And I got Lobo in the back, Superboy Prime, John Stewart. And then over there we got that mega figure Swamp Thing. But again, I did manage to buy that for less than I sold it for, so that was a bargain. John Constantine, Black Adam, and the Ocean Master of what I've got so far, plus what you've seen downstairs. So that is the DC stuff. But on to the Jada Toys review then. So on the shelf below is where I've managed to make some space. So the graphic is actually off the Storm Collectibles box, and so are the graphics you can see at the back of the shelf there. I think one's from Balrog and one's from, I think it's from Zangief, I think. So here he is, just been opened, freshly opened, and I must say, yeah, lives up to the hype. In hand, a very, very nice figure. So I've just got the basic pose going on, which I say posing isn't my strong style, but I was fiddling around. You can do all sorts of things with him, so you do get the sort of Hadouken effect and the stand. Again, very similar to what Storm Collectibles do, but just in a much smaller scale. So I think this shelf could fill up pretty nicely if they do all the figures on the back of the box. If I bring the box in, which is what they said they wanted to do there, was get like your basic 16 figures achieved. I know the evil version of Ryu is coming for San Diego Comic-Con, so Jada Toys' store doesn't ship internationally, so hopefully that does come to the UK there. But yeah, this is a pretty cool figure. For those that want to know whether it will scale for Marvel Legends, for Marvel vs. Capcom, if I just grab a random Spidey I had to hand, you will see the answer is yes. Scales absolutely perfectly with Marvel Legends. You've even got a similar sort of style plastic, I would say, as well. So if you want to do Marvel vs. Capcom, this is really, really going to fit in very well. So definitely on the Jada Toys Street Fighter sort of train, and looking forward to getting many more. So I think I will end it there, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely over half an hour of me talking toys today on this random Wednesday evening. So I have been Jay. This has, of course, been Jay's Toy Collection UK. Please do comment, like, and subscribe, as we're ever so close now. Just over 30 subscribers away from the magical 1,000 subscribers number. So please do like, comment, and subscribe, as I said. And, of course, I will see you on the next video, which hopefully will be the animated Spider-Man series Mary Jane and Green Goblin. I was going to say Doc Ock there for those that listen to the end, but there you are. So see you on the next video.